Alright. And so, thus on the 11th of September 2022, comes the end of an era. After 6 years of streaming Final Fantasy XIV, and after coming a long way since patch 3.2 in Heaven's Ward, our journey has come to an end. And this is a bittersweet moment because it really has been a sad time over the course of the last year. It really has been something. I'm not going to go back into detail about what I said last month in my video. If you didn't get to see my video before, it's just that I've really missed you guys over the course of the past year. I've explained the reasons why I haven't seen so many of you over the course of the past year, and I really miss you guys all so very much. And the least I could hopefully do was give you something to be entertained by and enjoyed, because there are so many wonderful things to enjoy about this game other than the gameplay itself, and that's something that I really wanted to show off during this summer when I was doing these live streams and showing off these bards who get together and put so much time and effort into what they do in bringing music that we know from all different types of genres into the game and being able to cover them the way that they do in the unique way that only bards can is just really remarkable. And I just hope that they can see that what I was trying to do here, and I hope that you do the same. I hope that you can feel the same, because this was something that I really believed in, because the bards in this game are so impressive with what they do, and they really are wonderful. So it was really great to have them join me from May to now, and I could not have chosen a more fitting way for my Final Fantasy XIV streaming career to come to an end than with having the opportunity to have these wonderful musicians perform who were so amazing during the course of the summer. They deserve to come back to not only send my picnic season off in style, but also to bring to an end 6 years of me streaming Final Fantasy XIV. So much has changed over the course of the past year, and it would have been wonderful to share it with as many of you as I can, but for all of my best efforts to try and get the word out, it's clearly obvious that the world is moving on from Final Fantasy XIV. People are moving on from the game. Lots of people that I know who have played the game have moved on to other things. Some of the people who have been, who were once stalwarts of my free company now stream themselves, and they stream a lot of other games that are not Final Fantasy XIV. They'll stream things like Genshin Impact is one of the most popular first-person shooters, other JRPGs, lots of different genres of games, and I guess I could say that I inspired them to take up the craft themselves, because they now have the opportunity to do these things and do them avidly. And I can only commend them for wanting to be able to be brave enough and be courageous enough to pick up the craft themselves, even if it doesn't get them where they want to be. They're still happy. You can still tell that they're really enjoying themselves, and so have I over the course of the last 6 years. And I guess in my own way, I've been able to put a smile on people's faces no matter what I've done in this game, whether it was something that was a really incredible feat or something that just had to be taken care of in the storyline or reacting to the story. But I also know that there are a lot of things about the story of the game that also drove people away from me as well, because anyone who was into this game was really hoping that the Ascians would ultimately achieve their rejoining in Endwalker, because that's what the story was set out for. Everyone and their mother knew, and even their grandmother knew, that we were going to help the Ascians complete the rejoining, and that Hydaelyn would be the final boss of the game, and that we would defeat her and we would accomplish what the Ascians had wanted to do all along. And when that didn't happen, it was clearly, obviously, very disappointing for a lot of people, because they felt that it was so completely out of whack, and it was the ending that they did not want to see happen. It was a disappointment for them. And because of that, we're seeing people leaving the game because they felt that the ending that they really wanted to the story did not come true. And I can definitely say that that has certainly been one of the main contributing factors to why I really haven't had an audience over the course of the last year. I had some during the initial part of Endwalker, but eventually it got to the point where almost no one would come to watch. And it's really so sad and disappointing, because I miss the old days when I could be able to have my circle of friends with me and we could enjoy the experience together of my grinding of my characters, checking everything out, and being able to see the things that I really not had been paying attention to over the course of the game, and going back and doing stuff that had come out years prior that I really didn't get the opportunity to do so just because my life was so busy. But I guess being out of work for as long as I was due to the COVID pandemic definitely helped me find renewed interest in seeing those things that I had really just only given a brief look at, but had not really committed to. So having the opportunity to do all those things and share those things with you, even if there weren't as many of you as there were back in the day, I'm still grateful that I could get to see these experiences and be able to share it with those of you who did come to watch me. I can only hope that as I move on in my Final Fantasy XIV streaming career, but there is no streaming for Final Fantasy XIV after this. But it's my hope that whatever I do stream in the future, it'll help to rekindle interest in what I'm doing. It'll help to revitalize my streaming career, and it'll help me to get an opportunity to be reunited with all of you again, because I've missed you all so much over the course of the last year, and I really want you back in the worst possible way. I'm like Michael Jackson during his time in the Jackson 5. I want you back, because I do. And so that's gonna do it for me on this night, my final night of Final Fantasy XIV streaming. And of course, the end of Endwalker at the end of 6.5 will be my climax here in Final Fantasy XIV, and once that's done, my Final Fantasy XIV Let's Play career will be officially over. So I hope that all of you will continue to support me whenever you can, and I hope that we'll all be able to be reunited again in whatever I may be streaming, in whatever I may be playing, and that I hope that I can count on your support once again, because I've missed you all so much. So thank you very much everyone for watching this last night of Final Fantasy XIV streaming live here on Twitch, and I will look forward to seeing you again whenever that may be. So thank you very much everyone for watching, and until next time everyone, may you ever walk in the light of the crystal.